It's Ryan and Rizzo.
Did I ever tell you about the time I went to that concert that cost 45 cents? It was 50. It was 50 Cent featuring Nickelback.
Waka waka.
I'm wearing a Weird Al shirt. I thought, music kind of stuff, because we're gonna really focus in on like the nerdness.
A lot of nerdness today.
Music. I gotta focus in on the music a little bit.
Music's good. Music's good. Episode 8. Ryan and Rizzo shooting the shit.
But P.S. I would never go to that concert. Even if maybe if it costs 45 cents, maybe.
I've been to a Nickelback concert.
How much did they pay you to go?
I actually got him for free. It's
okay. Well,
it was my radio days, but I'm trying to think. Finger 11 opened up for them, and
that I would go to.
Someone else that was Puddle of Mud. It's like Finger 11, Puddle of Mud, then Nickelback. I mean, a lot of people do crap on Nickelback. Some of their songs
they're okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's just rock, good old boy rock band. But the fun part was
Go ahead.
I was like, he was I forget
Chad
the lead
Kroeger?
singer. Yes, thank you. He was throwing beer into the crowd, not beer cans, but
like, here's a beer.
Red Solo cups filled with beer into the crowd. I think he, like, whole cup. I think he actually did it successfully, because it looked like from a distance they were like, oh, thunk. But I was in the back, but it was a fun concert. But yeah,
you didn't get the Red Solo cup.
No, I didn't try to get some.
Okay, fair enough. All right, that's far too much Nickelback talk ever. But I'm sorry I brought it up. But
I bet 50 Cent puts on a good show. So.
Oh, I know. I'm just teasing, but like the Nickelback aspect, I'm like, no thing. Do you know how they came up with that name?
Look
evidently?
at this photograph. No, I don't.
I need to send you have I sent you the graph YouTube video? Look at this graph.
Yes, you did.
It's great.
Look at this graph.
I guess they were at like some sort of a fast food restaurant, and somebody was like, "Here's your Nickelback," and Chad Kroeger was like, "That is genius."
Nice.
Yeah. Anyways,
all right.
Okay. How's your week?
It was good. Work was in a bit of a rush, but when you work in education, it's that time of year.
You're helping the kids. So proud of you.
Giving those tests. That's how I roll. And then
you are not Lori Loughlin.
No, I make sure they, honestly.
Damn you.
I made a joke online about Lori Loughlin's community service, and part of that would be that she would be a test proctor for ACT. And Rez was like, "Is that true?"
I just thought that would be like perfect, like just desserts, right? Like, why not?
I don't think you're the only one who thought I was being serious.
Okay,
someone
so
else did comment, and I was like, "You're kind of like, okay." But yeah, I see your point. Like, all right, let the punishment match the crime. As a test proctor, it's the ACT. That's it's kind of an interesting way to. It's not hard.
Yeah.
You don't want to screw it up, of course.
Right.
You don't want to falsify the records and lie about multiple things.
What abilities your daughters may or may not have.
Yeah, so that she can go forth, get an education, and be on YouTube as a personality.
Hey kids, look, you can do that.
Don't need. We did it the right way. We took 4 years of broadcasting to do this.
Well, you took like 8 years of broadcasting, but that's okay.
Because I'm a doctor of broadcasting.
I don't think that's why. Short run.
Chris Farley was my advisor. Dang it.
Fat guy in a little coat.
I still have that coat to remember him.
Okay.
My arms down. Also, if you can't tell, Ryan just woke up like 5 minutes ago. I'm still waiting for like the impressions of my pillow to go off my face.
I'm laughing so much that I'm fogging up in my glasses right here already. Ugh. Too hot.
I have a fan right here. That helps.
It was like 100. It was like 105 here yesterday, dude. It sucked.
Nice.
Anyways,
it was it was toasty, guys. I was in Pampa yesterday, but I was indoors. I was short filming, so that was fun. Little
like filming short.
Yeah, just shorts. It was like first denim, khaki, chino shorts, which I don't think that exists.
Jorts.
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 But
like,
now it's
Yeah, cargo pants, like khakis, like cargo short pants.
Cargo shorts, yeah. Favorite of mine. But no, I was involved in a short film. I was the antagonist and got together with some people yesterday and we shot for 12 hours. So.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Who were you antagonizing? Or can you say?
The character named Peter. I mean, there's
that
a
was
lot.
You or that's who you were antagonizing?
That's who I was antagonizing. I was.
My
name
spider?
was the boss.
All right. I'll do this film, but only if you call me the boss.
Yes.
What a great name for a villain.
Please
All right.
Call me the boss. But yeah, it was fun. I mean,
right.
the writer of it's a friend of mine and the missus.
Nice.
And so just good times. It was really fun. It's one of those things like I was stressing out about, but not at the same time. But now that's over. I'm like, oh, that's okay.
It's eustress. That's a thing. That's like, instead of distress, that's eustress. So it's like happy stress, but you're still like,
yeah, it's like
but you're like excited about it.
I don't want to jack up my lines that would jack up other people. And so.
Right. Yeah. He only jacks up his lines here. It's fine. Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
I'm faking it the whole time. So
anyways,
that's been my life. What's been your life?
So we've been prepping a lot. Well, first and foremost, I was thinking about it. We had Short Round had her first week of school, like online learning. So that was new.
Is she purely online?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all day, not all day, but it's online. And so this is a very like transitional time for her. And she did pretty good. We'll try to do better next week, but like she got all of her work done. She was really engaged. She loves her teacher, which is great. So, it's a little intense, but I was hosting this book party
real quick
for her,
before
like
you go
an
to the
online
book party.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Is she eventually, because I have no children, is it going to be online for the whole year or to be determined?
They just made an announcement this week. Her school district, it's going to be at least this entire semester.
Okay.
So through the end of 2020, but January 2021, we're not quite sure.
Okay.
So.
I was just curious just to see how things are going down. So, all right.
And we'll briefly talk about this today, but next week we'll talk about it a lot. But her birthday is coming up, which I know you know this. But so I hosted this virtual book party for a friend of mine, and it's just kind of like fun, or you can just find these like little books. And since everybody's still kind of like holed up in their houses for the most part, like it's kind of a good time to get some new materials and resources and stuff. And so we did this thing. It was on the computer. It was really cool. It was through this website called Squee. Yes. And it's just like a chat box thing, but you put in like YouTube videos to learn about things. And there's like posts where you can, respond to the posts. And one of them was, who's babysitting your child while you're at this party? Post a GIF from the last TV show you watched. So I was like, oh, okay. You know where this is going.
Yes, I saw the GIF. I was like, how's this work into the hair?
Yeah, so I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna be real here. Like, let's be real, guys. So it was Rick and Morty, because we'll talk about that too, Cronenberg. And so I was like, oh, okay. And I looked and I was like, Rick and Morty, that's fun. I was like, oh, I'll do Rick, because like he's like the grandpa, whatever. So I was like, oh, this looks good. Like it was just him standing there, like I wasn't paying attention. Him standing there and then like, whatever in the background. So I post it. And I posted in the thing and I was like, just being real, ha ha ha. And I look and then I realized that Rick is like taking swigs from a flask. And it was like, yeah, okay.
It's Grandpa's apple juice.
Pretty accurate. So there you go. So I decided that I was going to call that my Mom of the Year again moment, or MOYA moment.
I mean, of all the gifts you could do from that show, that's a fairly mild one. I mean,
that's what I was looking for. I was not looking for like, because they also had the, bitch.
Oh, bitch. Yeah, Scary Terry.
Yeah, that gift too. And
I mean, even if you like done the pickle Rick, that could be taken a weird way, but someone who doesn't know the show. So
yeah, so I was trying to go with the most harmless one, or least harmful, and I was, encouraging alcoholism. So cheers.
Half those mothers were doing it anyway.
BYOB. Or yeah, There you go.
The school system allows me to drink whatever now.
It was virtual, and we weren't doing like the video thing. It was just the chit chatting in the text box. So
very cool.
Good. Yeah, it was fun.
Book clubs. Book clubs are always fun and amazing.
That was a nice song. Thanks.
So other things that you put in the show notes, I'm going to try not to make our transition so obvious. I'm just going to be like, all right, we're talking about this next.
Now it's this. Ding, check off.
So I slept to the very last moment today, but you have in our notes, wake TF Rizzo. Wake up Rizzo.
Well, so last week I couldn't sleep.
Okay.
Because I was like thinking about short round and like preparing for school, and it was a lot. And then that stupid bug that like Headless Engineer had to like break the screen to get rid of him, kind of. And so then this week it was like the opposite, because I slept okay, I guess. But then I had like weird dreams, and I was talking to one of my girlfriends this week too. And I got her permission to use this story because it's pretty funny and it's very weird. But she had a really freaky dream too. So I had this dream, and just imagine it's me, just normal, like, every day, this is my age, me. So my dream is that I was moving my senior year of high school. And remember, I lived in the North Dallas area. I lived in Plano. And so my dad was like, yeah, we're moving to Arlington it was like right before school started. So I was like, okay. And we moved out to this 2-story house that was in the parking lot of a movie theater. Lovely house. It was just right in front of a movie theater.
Hey, those midnight premieres are easy to get to and from.
Dude, seriously, like zip line from the thing and right into it was awesome. But I was definitely I wasn't 18. I wasn't 18. I was definitely my current age, which is slightly more than 18. And so we get in there, and there's like people already living in the house, including these like Kardashian people, but it wasn't the Kardashians, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Alexis from Schitt's Creek was also with us, and it wasn't like the actress who played her; it was actually Alexis. And I was like, herself. Oh, okay, that's cool. And then this is a weird dream. I was like, what did I have for dinner last night? It's so weird. James O'Halloran, who's one of the boys from my list. I'll find you a picture. I'll send it to you.
I probably actor.
He's so pretty. He's a model. He's a model for The Price is Right. So sounds so stupid, but yeah, he's a male model for The Price is Right, and he's like Australian and super cute and like just seems nice. And so I was like, okay, cool. Anyways, so he was there, and like the Kardashian people were there, and we were living in this house together right before my senior year of high school in the parking lot house in the movie theater. And James was very specific to tell me that he had to go to work. So he was making the commute from Studio City in LA to Dallas every day.
Because in your dream, Elon Musk successfully was able to bore underneath and create some sort of traveling system.
Yeah, like transportation,
to Texas.
What's the word? Teleportation. That's the word. Yeah.
Yeah, went from the Boring Company to SpaceX to teleportation.
Teleportation.
Teleportation. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. I said transportation.
Teleportation.
Like, yes, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So anyways, yeah, and my friend had this very similar dream where she was with what is his name? Johnny Stevens. He's the lead singer of Highly Suspect. You know that band? It's kind of like a hard rock band. And they were cruising around on a lowrider in Albuquerque, and they were trying to get to this drive-through, but they had to have a very specific ticket from Twilight, the movie Twilight, to get in. But she's like, yeah, I had it, so it was great. I was like, that sounds really weird. So we weren't together. We weren't doing any type of illegal anything. Like we were, just normal. Like
not puffing on the melatonin pills or anything.
No, not that I'm aware of, unless like maybe the Headless Engineer is like, crushing them up and putting them into my like nighttime tea.
In your tea.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I feel so good.
See, those are weird dreams. But I wish when I had weird dreams, they were more like that, because mine are a little bit too realistic. And so my theory is when it's a realistic dream, I am somehow tapping into the multiverse and viewing myself in another world.
That's kind of where you exist though, because you're always like, well, if I could do this in an alternate dimension, or if I could be whatever, I think your subconscious like really wants you to be there.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. It's good. That's fine. Yeah. I just.
But yeah, but the house in the parking lot of a movie theater, that's always fun stuff. I mean,
it's probably because I'm like jonesing to get out and like do something normal, you know?
Probably.
And I'm thinking like the school, and I'm thinking the school thing is because of short round. Because like, you know, I'm all right, school, like crazy town.
I used to have, not as much, but up until a few years ago, if I wasn't working out, my body would tell me I needed to work out because I would dream about being back in high school football, which I left my sophomore year after I didn't play any athletics after starting my junior year. But I would be in high school football. I would either not have my pants on, wouldn't have my shoes on, or like be unprepared in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
And I'd wake up the next day and be like, I should probably do something because I think my body's saying something to me.
I had a reoccurring dream when short round was in first grade, and she had, and this is, I mean, it's neither here nor there at this point, but she had a horrible year that year because the teaching like atmosphere was awful for her. And I had a reoccurring dream where I was in school, but I couldn't get my locker open because I didn't know the combination to the lock. And I was like, that has to be like some part of it where it's just like, yeah. Anyways,
dreams.
We should talk about other things.
Dreams are trippy. So you put down aliens again. I was like, no, let's not do aliens. But now we have octopi or actual aliens. So,
well, because
you talking about actual octopi, like octopus?
Well, yes, because you know how you told me that it literally says this. Are you looking at the article? It literally says Cthulhu in the article. That's so fun.
Again, Ryan is prepared.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I did, and it was the first one I put for the show.
The the producer of the show, the editor,
and I don't know what
the weird commentary guy.
Okay, I'm trying, but when we talked about the things in the sky, and you were like, "Oh, it's sky dolphins, right?" Mm-hmm. Yeah, the like aliens thing. So it might be sky octopi.
Octopi.
Because are octopi aliens? Some people think they are.
There's a lot of stuff in the ocean that is very alien to us. Yeah. And not to jump on the whole alien bandwagon like extraterrestrials. I'm not going to play with my pen. Fine. Sorry.
Whatever gets you through the day.
I have a bad thing about playing with these. So I'm trying to break the habit, man.
He's playing with his pen.
But there's also...
family show, sir. This is a family show.
I know. But I can't help it.
Not really. Not really. Anyways.
But, there's unidentified flying objects, but there's also been reports of unidentified swimming objects.
Yeah, it says the octopus, for example, is traditionally considered to come from the nautiloid, having evolved from about 500 million years ago.
And now we're turning them into sushi in some places.
Unagi. Oh, no, it's eel. Dang it. I was trying to be clever and do a Friends reference, but that wasn't. Unagi's eel, not octopus. Dang it.
Yeah, but yeah, sea life is crazy. I mean, octopus, or could be,
they're like
just
giant,
watching,
but then they can be like in a little cup, like it's crazy. Yeah.
Or like I saw one like where it was like a test, it's like a little tiny one, and I think they like put it in a jar, but it figured out, I was like, I'll just use my tentacles to unscrew this and pop back out.
From the inside.
Or reverse. Yeah. It's like, oh, you guys are smart.
It's smart as heck. Or like I've read where some people, like there was an octopus where he was like being not tested, but like he was in some sort of a containment place. And he would go out and he would like come out and eat the fish that were in like another tank and then go back into his tank.
Yeah.
Because the scientist is like, where are these fish? And the octopus is
was like at a zoo?
With all of his tentacles.
I remember that happening. Like there was a zoo. It's like, we're missing these fish. And like they found, it was the octopus. It's like, what the?
Yeah. He's like,
hey.
Hold on, wait. Yeah. So anyways. They're probably aliens, and that's cool, and they're smarter than us, obviously.
As long as they're...
Because we're just going like this. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
curious what you're talking
renege,
about that one. So.
I'm going to renege my thought of how I would choosing the form of my destructor, because I said I'd want to go out at the hands of a giant marshmallow. Only, here's my stipulation, only if it's in a chocolate blizzard, and then I'm good. So, yeah. Because the Lindt factory, LINTD,
Little Lindt balls.
had a malfunction at their factory, which created this like giant chocolate snowstorm.
Chocolate
that was greatness. I was like,
When I read this article,
yeah,
I thought of Chief Wimby from The Simpsons when the Duff Beer Company blows up and Chief and the other guys on the like, attention, we need pretzels. Again, we need pretzels.
I'll just take Stay Puft with me and like tear off a piece and be like, okay.
I showed the article to the wife. She's like, that's not a catastrophe. That is a miracle. So.
Exactly. Thank you, Mrs. Ryan. Thank you. Yeah. Combined with strong winds on Friday morning, the powder spread among the immediate vicinity of the factory, leaving a fine cocoa dusting.
And where was this at?
In Lindt.
I'm assuming.
In Berlin. In Berlin. Yeah. Oh no, sorry. In a Swiss town. Sorry.
Okay.
So here it is. In its factory in Olten. It's from Berlin. The story came from Berlin. Okay. From a factory in Olten, Olten, between Zurich and Basel.
It's the chocolate. Right. If it had been snowing at the time, it'd be like the chocolate slopes. Oh, instant snow cones.
Dude.
Instant ice cream.
That's what's up. That's good.
Atmospheric ice cream. That could be a Ben and Jerry's.
All right. Well, we'll send it to them and see what they say.
The Lindt.
Okay, yeah, I'm not so sure about like the the like greenhouse gases and the like acid rain and
the dash of
the pollution in the air.
Yeah,
like that's just like that.
Delicious.
That is
that ozone I taste?
It's like the wine. Like it's earthy with a taste of ozone and chocolate and a taste of hickory.
I'm picking up a hint of Chernobyl.
That's not even there. That'd be this is just out of this world. Look, I have a third arm. Okay, cool.
But it was delicious. Right. That's crazy. Yeah,
it's like grandma's brownies, but not exactly. These make me feel great.
It's like grandma's in heaven throwing down brownies at me.
Grandma. Oh my God.
That would be interesting. Just to be like, what is falling down outside? Oh, it's chocolate.
No.
It's like a Doctor Who episode, but lighter. Because in Doctor Who, it's like, oh, it's snowing outside. No, that's the ash from the spaceship that just blew up above you.
Yikes. I've actually only seen one episode of Doctor Who. I've heard it's pretty good, but I've never gotten into it at all. Never gotten into it. Sorry.
Into it. I really enjoyed a lot of it. I started off with David Tennant as my doctor. Technically, it was when I really started watching the series, but I went back and watched. One
who is the villain in Harry Potter, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I can't remember what his name is.
Yeah. Matt. He was the one impersonating Mad Eye Moody.
Yeah, he did like the tongue thing where he's like, yeah, that one. Okay. Anyways.
But yeah,
I'm sorry. The Kansas City bestie is obsessed with Harry Potter, and I'm sorry I don't know his name offhand. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me.
I'm trying to think of what yeah. Anyway, so yeah, David. I started off with David Tennant because it was on BBC America around like New Year's. Like we're gonna have as time's about to change, it's Doctor Who. So that got me on it. I quit watching mid Peter Capaldi, just because I thought the writing changed a little bit.
Barty Crouch. Yeah, Barty Crouch. Right?
Nice. Yeah.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah, it's him.
It's like that. I knew I would know it if I saw it. So.
Yeah. And going in the Harry Potter, it's so weird because knowing that, like, oh yeah, it's the same actor.
Junior. Yeah, he's the son. That's right.
Because it's I'm trying to think of the actor but it's like, oh, that is Mad Eye Moody. That actor is Mad Eye Moody the whole time.
Yeah.
But after you've watched it, you're like at least once, you're rewatching. It's like that's David Tennant playing the actor who's playing Mad Eye Moody. No. That's just Mad Eye Moody doing a good job of acting.
Yeah, he's really good.
Donald. I think it's like Donald or something like that. So.
All right, let's see. I'll find out.
But yeah.
The wonder of the internet, kids. Anyways.
I hate it when shows reference things and like they don't look it up, even though you know they're at the computer and they can do it.
Brendan Gleeson.
Gleeson, thank you. Donald Gleeson is his son, who is also in Harry Potter, Ex Machina, and in the most recent Star Wars, and a TV show on HBO called Run.
Yeah, that name sounds familiar.
You will recognize him as soon as you see it. Yeah. So, but yay! So
that's definitely not this guy. There's some like old, like 90-year-old guy who popped up. I'm like, I don't think that's him.
Maybe not him.
All right. Anyways, so tell me what you're watching.
We have been. We're still watching The Office. We are in, I believe, the final season, just because it's to that point where Jim's talking about the other job in Philly, about the sports thing.
Spoiler.
Well,
spoiler.
Just saying. Catherine Tate, kind of going back to Doctor Who. She was one of the companions of Doctor Who, who is now in The Office. Andy Bernard is now kind of being more so of a jerk than he was, being kind of playful.
Poor Aaron, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that relationship is kind of going haywire and whatnot. So we are finishing that up, and also we just caught a few episodes on the DVR, and I need to watch more of this. But whose line is it anyway?
I love
with
that
Aisha Tyler.
Did you ever watch the old school ones where Drew?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
My gosh, I love that show so much. Well, it's so funny because like they've taken over CBS daytime. Like that's one of the things we've been doing in quarantine is we've been watching Price is Right. Hi, James. Again. Anyways, because Drew Carey's the host, and then Wayne Brady and Jonathan Mangum. Wayne Brady's the host of Let's Make a Deal, and Jonathan Mangum is this like announcer guy, and they're so funny together. And it just reminds me of being like 15 and watching, Whose Line. So, I
caught a few episodes, recorded because I think like we were watching it one night, and then we were going to switch to another show, and Kristen's like, maybe go ahead and like record an episode or two. So we did that. I'm like, man, I need to record some more of these. It's just good comedy because it's still like, I mean, it's the same show, just different hosts, but it's like Ryan Stiles is still there, Colin is still there, Wayne Brady's still there. So
the token Canadian, yeah. Good old Colin.
And they're still ripping on him all the time. It's like, man, it's like,
oh, you're still bald 20 years later. Okay, cool. We can use that.
It's still just good improv comedy, fun stuff. So
how's that mustache growing in, by the way? Sorry, just thinking of things I've been, I know it's not as thick as mine. Don't be jealous. It's fine.
It's getting in my mouth. I need to trim it. It's the joys of mustache. 1, ice cream gets everywhere. 2, when it gets too long, like you're eating something, then all of a sudden, like one of these hairs transitions down into your tooth. You're like, why can't I close my mouth all the way? Oh,
transitions into your tooth.
Let me get this over here. It's like my mustache tries to floss my teeth for me.
Hey, there's nothing better than good dental hygiene, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And if your mustache is the one that has to teach you that, then be thankful.
Get yourself the Cthulhu mustache today that makes sure that your teeth stay nice and clean. Rise.
Anyways.
So that's what I've been watching. What have you been watching?
Rick and Morty, right? Because I put the GIF.
Good.
Anyways. And
are you watching in order or sporadic?
Okay, so it's in order. The headless engineer and I are going in order.
Good.
I still am I'm working on season 4 because that's the one I know how to like get to easiest because I don't know how to work our TV. Anyways, thanks, headless engineer. We got to an episode in season 1. It's episode 6 called Rick Potion number 9. And I will say this because
I love
First
Morty,
of all, I hate you.
Me.
First of all, I hate you. No. And so I was kind of falling asleep because that's like my falling asleep show now because I'm like, the soothing sounds of, being like chased by aliens and things. Yeah.
Oh, gee, Rick. Damn it, Morty.
Night, Rizzo.
And you wonder why you have strange dreams.
And I heard something to the effect of something. The Cronenbergs. And I went,
completely Cronenberged up this whole place, Morty.
I rolled over and sat up and I was like, what? And the headless engineers are sitting there kind of giggling because it's funny. And I was like, the Cronenbergs are what? Which goes back to the tattoo that you've been making fun of me about.
Your Lindsay Buckingham Cronenberg tattoo.
Anyways, so I'm just going to read what I got from the internet. Cronenbergs are hideously mutated creatures found in the multiverse, and they were formerly the inhabitants of Cronenberg world, but is now the majoring species on planet Earth in dimension C137. You are a D-head.
What?
It's not his face, and if I was going to get a face, which I'm never going to do that, it wouldn't be Cronenberg style. It wouldn't be all like, because there's some bad tattoos out there.
I think I said that because like the way you were describing it, but yeah.
It's his face like across like the small of my back or something. No, dumb. You're dumb. That's okay. It can be my Lindsay Cronenberg tattoo. We talked about it. It's the word tusk. We've talked about it already.
Episode 7.
And I'm sure I'll bring it up again. Episode 7. Watch, kids. As a matter of fact, you picked the album of influence early today, and I will be talking about it again.
So more Cronenberg coming up, but yeah.
Anyway, so that's what Cronenberg means, and I've been like, oh, you're so funny. That's silly. And I didn't get it, and now I'm like.
The blank look now has a look of understanding.
Rude, yeah.
That's comedy, kids.
You're an ass.
Yes. No insult to your tattoo, but like I think it was the way you were describing it early in the day. So I was like, you mean the so yeah. But I'm happy you get the reference now. It's
yeah. And it was a really funny episode too, but it was like, and then we watched the one with Morty Jr. last night. And I was like,
when he gets the bot.
Oh, his little Morty bot thing. And then he was like, you can't go outside. The thing is poison. And it was funny.
You can't go outside. It's poison outside. My father kept me inside, locked up, and there was
his voice kept changing.
There was a lot of hate and dancing.
Oh my gosh! Why do you dance? Why do I have to dance, Dad? Yeah. I finished digitizing the tapes officially because I was down to the last one
of the olden days.
Yes, for some reason, this is just my one little thing about it. It was very weird because I tried to digitize it 3 different times, and every time it wouldn't work. And I was like, oh no, this is the way of just telling me not to do the last one. Don't let it end, And the headless engineer is like, what is wrong with you? He's like, just press this button and do these things and you're good. And of course, every time he did it, it worked. And I was like, I'm doing the same thing I did for the other 20 tapes. But I also, this is very me. It's so dumb. I muted it so I didn't have to hear what the last tape was because I just will listen to it at some other time. Just to be sentimental and giant pain. So
if I don't listen to it, it's as if it never happened 15 years ago.
Exactly, yeah. As if it didn't happen in another lifetime before. So anyways, so yeah, but I am going to start going back through them and do the try to do what we did in college where I could take the pieces and make them sound whatever, and it should be fun. So.
Make some bits, put them on the socials or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'll try to, we'll figure out how to do that on so.
I definitely am going to feature a lot of our lightning round from Weekly World News.
Those were fun.
For you, because you were really good at them and I was horrible at them. And I just didn't even try. And I'm now that I'm realizing I'm older and more not tainted, but more worldly and bitter, maybe. So I guess tainted. I'm better at those. Yeah, exactly. Yes, spiteful, vengeful, hateful.
Murder.
I would so much. No, that's Morty Bot. That's Morty Jr. That I'm much better at those little quick quips now. So I'm like, okay, see, I could do them now. But I was little innocent college Rizzo wasn't. I wasn't super innocent.
Maybe later on we can figure out some sort of lightning round because that was one of my favorite parts.
Oh no! I mean, that's that would be good. You could totally do some lightning rounds and see if I'm actually good at it.
Okay, yeah. Well,
put your money where your mouth is, Rizzo.
I may become the Aisha Tyler of replacing the old lightning round host and just being the one, but we'll see. Okay. We'll see.
I'm going to put this down here because this is going on the internet, so I'm down for it.
Okay.
Do not let me backtrack. Totally down for it.
I may have to have you send me a clip just so I can remember what exactly the format was because I think I remember.
He read the single guy read a headline, and he said, "I'm gonna read a headline. Go for the quick joke. Who goes first? Ryan, joke.
Okay.
Rizzo, joke, and then you just kind of play off.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
May have to do that one for fun.
I better get up to my what you're watching, reading, and listening to. I've been reading the Weekly World News and the Midnight Sun.
Basically, the internet.
Speaking of Midnight Sun, hi Weird Al. Anyways,
Weird Al.
He's riding bareback on a cello. He is. Here,
because that's how you do it.
Look, see? Bareback on a cello. That was for his Strings Attached tour. That was last year.
I was thinking bareback naked for some reason.
I didn't say naked. I said bareback.
I was like, is that? Oh, that means no saddle.
As in sans saddle, exactly.
I like how your cat.
You're nasty. I know. She's like, what?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like I see the blinds moving. I'm like, I love animals in the house. It's awesome. You got the one over there just chilling, and then you're like, it's like I want the sun.
Look at Daisy's covering her eyes. Can you see her behind me?
It's so bright in there because her friend keeps opening up the window.
She's not a friend. She is a nuisance and a pain in the you know what. No, Kit Kat's the best. She's funny. Just sunning. She's sunning herself because it's a lovely Sunday morning and the sun's
can't
coming
blame them. My sweat hours are doing in the other room. So you mentioned it. I guess we're going to talk more Cronenberg of Buckingham.
Are we already up to the album of influence?
The album of influence.
Hey, you choose your own destiny every week.
Apparently, you have 50,000 Buckinghams on your top 20.
How is Lindsay Buckingham on here 12 times when it's 20 things? I don't know. Okay, so you pick number one. I mean, why would you do that? You would know. Like, you should know better. That of course I'm going to put my favorite album of all time.
There was nothing in order of these. I was like, and I knew I hadn't chosen number one yet.
I was lying. Well, to be fair, number two is not, but Tusk and The Dance, which is number one, are definitely like in the top 5. The Dance is 100% number one.
Okay.
So that is another live album. We went through a lot of live albums before. You talked about Phil Collins, talked about Elton John. So The Dance was from 1997.
Okay.
And it was because we also talked about, there's all these like throwbacks, how we're like the age of MTV when it was good, when it was like the videos and like the Beavis and Butthead and, you know, like the good, like original programming and stuff. So they used to do those MTV concert specials. Do you remember? Like on Saturday nights or whatever. So they did the reunion tour for Fleetwood Mac, which was like this huge thing because Lindsey Buckingham had left the band in the late 80s, which is another album I'll talk about at some point. When you pick it next week, obviously. You'll be on a roll with Lindsay. Anyways, and I remember distinctly being in Ma Rizzo's house because my parents got divorced when I was 9. But anyway, so I was at Ma Rizzo's house on the weekend and I was watching MTV and like the first chords of The Chain started. And of course I didn't know who Fleetwood Mac were, but I was like, oh, this is cool. Like the like bass line and like the drums. And it was really cool live band. And I was like, this is kind of a cool song. Let me watch. And so I just kind of kept watching. And, you know, Lindsay pops up on the screen and I was like, who is that? And my mom, of course,
Cronenberg on my body.
I'm going to get a tattoo of him on my body in about 30 years.
Yeah.
No, 20 years. Anyways. And I immediately went out to, I think it was the local entertainment superstore at the time because we had them in Albuquerque also.
Hastings. We can say the name. They don't exist anymore.
Yeah, Hastings. And I went and got the CD because that was like the first time I ever realized, like, you know, the like live concert thing. Because I told you about the, you know, the live things and the music and like hearing it, but actually seeing the concert instead of just hearing the live music was like, is like transformative for me. Like changed my life literally.
Yeah.
And I went out and got the CD and my 2 favorite songs were of course Tusk and then Silver Springs because it had a lot of, you know, like emotion in it. You should take 5 minutes and watch that video. It's really, really good. The live videos. And I remember because Silver Springs was track 12 and Tusk was track 16. And so I would do like click, 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 click and like go to the next song and then I click, click, click back, you know, from like 16 to 12 and 12. Anyways. And that was the very first CD that I wore out.
Clicking sound, kid. That was a CD. You know, I know you're not very familiar with those because of your digital devices. But
the whole, like, you can just press a button and it's the new song.
Back in the day, you didn't see the list of all the songs on the disc. You had to know what track they were on.
Yes, you did. And So that was the first CD I ever broke from listening to it so much.
Wow.
Twice. I went through 2 CDs in the span of a year. And I still have my one that I broke, the very first one, because I was like, that's kind of cool. So I held on to it.
Should frame it just for giggles.
Yeah, I need to find it. It's in a box somewhere, but I definitely have
box or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, the headless engineer and I were putting up stuff for Short Round's little like school area. So we started hanging up things, and he put up his. He has a Ghostbusters figurine that I got for him that Winston signed for the Men at Comic-Con last year.
Nice.
And like a bunch of different random things, and so we moved it from where her little school thing was to stuff. And then I have a tour poster. Kit Kat. Shh. Mommy's working. A tour poster from when that was the meet and greet when I got to see. Have I sent you that picture of he and I?
I don't think so.
That'll be the next tattoo for sure. I'll send it to you. When I met him, and then I asked for the set list at the end of the night, just because like I'm just one of those concert people, and they actually gave me Lindsay's, so I was like, that's the coolest thing ever. That was the when I got to strum his guitar. That's a story for another album. So anyway, sorry. I love Lindsey Buckingham. That's all I could have said, and that would have been fine. Like, anyways, I love Lindsey. The dance is incredible, top to bottom. I love that album, and here's to breaking more CDs.
I've never broken a CD. I still have the first CD that I ever bought, and that was in 1990.
Let's see, what would have been some sort of a religious thingy?
No.
Let me think. 1990. Crisscross? No, it was 90. That was 92. I don't know. Tim, give me a hint.
Beethoven.
Beethoven? Beethoven?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Oh, like the
Beethoven's Fifth Symphony was my first CD.
Oh, that's cool.
Still have it.
That's cool. That's cool. I want to see it. Show and tell next week. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, it's in the car.
So, anyway. Aw, that's cool. Anyway.
Well, because I have, you remember my CD collection from Radio Days?
Yes, I do.
Except for this sounds bad. Except for the Christian rock ones. I don't know. Oh, I think I gave those to someone. I did give those to someone. That's why I don't have them.
Well, we had those because we had our show. We had
but I gave them to the people who did the show after us. Because I had them all digital.
And they changed it or whatever.
Yeah, they did change different name, but new host and everything. I was like, oh, here you go. Here's all this.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
But yeah, I all those CDs I made so that we would have for like when I was doing Mental Priority and then Ryan and Rizzo, all that jazz. I still have all those CDs.
Mental Priority was the Jester. It wasn't you.
It's one of the same.
And the Great White Hype.
Hi,
Alex Knight, what's up?
Yeah, that was all. Yeah, that's all Snowball's collection.
That was Snowball's. Yeah, that was just.
I was I wouldn't say color commentary. I was the white commentary. He was the white commentary.
You were the ridiculous.
I was the really white commentary.
Well, that was like blood and water for me. I was like, "Hi, I'll host with you," because you're in one of our classes. You're like, "Does somebody want to help me host this?" And I was like, "Me," and you're like, "Anybody?
Anyone else?
Anybody else?" And I'm like,
"Anyone?
Me."
You in the back there. Fine, Rizzo.
What's your name again?
It's I remember Rizzo. You doing this.
Oh God, it's you. Hey. That's basically what I did when I was like, "Let's do this," and you're like, "Fine."
Flashbacks.
You're never getting rid of me, but I send you tea and stuff. Did you get your other present? I sent you a present.
I have not.
Did you get it yet? You'll probably get it by next week's show.
I will double check because it may have it may have gotten yesterday because I literally left the house yesterday at 8:00. In the morning I got back at 10 p.m.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, it might not have come by then, but
then the missus, she had her own book club thing, so she kind of cleaned it, picked up the house. So
nice.
I will confirm that.
She would have given it to you. Yeah. And I expect you here. I'm just going to put this out there for you. I expect you to use it during the show.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right. Talk to me about your issues. Let's get to therapy.
I do have some issues. I don't have anything to show up, but even though I told you I wouldn't, I am going to try one more time to add some visuals right here.
We are going to try to play around with that a little bit, kiddos, so just hang tight with us. We're giving it a try.
But
we're coming into the 21st century.
But talking about, this is actually a comic book series from DC Comics, which is based off a video game, a fighting game. If I was a better person, I would tell you what company made the video game, but the video game is Injustice Gods Amongst Us, which is basically, it's from the same people who do Mortal Kombat, but it's all DC characters. So it's Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, all this stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they put story behind this. So so they took the story from the comic, from the video game, and they made it a comic book out of it. And it's basically Superman becomes a dictator. Like last week, I kind of talked about the guy who had like Superman-like powers and just flipped. This is Superman himself just kind of flipping, because this isn't a spoiler because this shows in the game, this first part of the comic, but the Joker tricked Superman into killing Lois Lane, who's pregnant with his daughter, with their child.
What?
And then in retaliation, like Batman is like interrogating the Joker and everything. All of a sudden, Superman busts through the wall. And the next thing you see is Superman's hand bursting through the Joker's chest, grabbing his heart and just shattering it.
Yo.
And then from there, it becomes a very,
That's intense. Yikes.
It may have not shattered, I think he just punched through and like just bloodied hand.
Yeah.
And from there, it just kind of, and like Batman's like,
don't try this at home,
crap?
Kids.
And
yeah.
And so it just becomes a whole, like, Superman just starts kind of is a dictator. And it becomes a divide because some of the Justice League, they follow Superman. It's like, well, we're making the world better because they're not fighting each other because, well, we're killing everyone who opposes the idea.
Right.
And then, but it just becomes a Superman versus Batman type thing. So
it's like John Wick. It's like John Wick.
No.
Well, I mean, you go around killing people.
Have you watched John Wick yet?
No.
Then you can make that reference.
Never mind. Okay, Cronenberg. Anyways. Okay.
I'm not the one
Talk to me about Superman. You will be on your 40th. We're going, and I'm going with you.
I'll get something, but it's not going to be Cronenberg. It's not going to be Lindsay Buckingham, I can tell you that.
And why not? Never mind. Anyways, Injustice talk.
But I think I want to say they did it mostly digital. I think you can probably find some graphic novels of it now. I read it all digitally through either, I think I just bought it through like Comixology or whatever platform I could. It's a fun read because it is literally just kind of, you have Superman's team and then Batman becomes like part of the underground because he's like, I don't agree with this. I have, you're breaking the rules. You're, putting your own values upon everyone and you're taking away free will and everyone gets involved. I mean, Black Adam gets involved. Shazam gets involved. Like, Superman kills fellow heroes just because they oppose him.
That's intense.
They get into the world of mind control. It's like, okay, how do we get all these villains to work for us? Oh, let's use Brainiac technology and make them, just mindless drones. And
they're on Superman's side.
Yeah, because he's controlling.
That's crazy.
Them.
Yeah.
So it's a real trip, and like I've heard from some people who don't like Superman whatsoever, but just because people don't like characters who are all powerful. I mean, Superman in a way is a god.
Yeah.
But they're like, I actually like this because it's, seeing him being all powerful and just a jerk. And so like, we find this to be more believable of this character because he's got so much power and he's finally going to I'm going to use this to make the world a better place. Unfortunately, for me. In my vision. Yeah. Right. It's better for everyone, but like, it's just like,
at the expense of everybody else. Yeah.
And on top of the whole accidentally killing Lois Lane, that set off, the Joker had implanted a dead man switch inside of her, which was triggered to a nuclear bomb, which was in Metropolis.
Of course it was.
So as soon as he killed Lois, and what happened was, Metropolis blew up.
That is a bad day. Yikes. Yeah. Okay.
And so that's just kind of what clicks. Like even Superman's parents are just like Ma and Pa Kent are just like, we understand, but like they fear him when he comes to visit.
Yeah.
So But yeah,
Yeah,
it's really heartbreaking for Superman because he thought he was fighting Doomsday because Joker used some of Scarecrow's fear poison
yeah,
along with his own little brew and some kryptonite in there. And so when Superman was flying Lois Lane up into space to kill it, he thought he was flying Doomsday, the beast that had killed him in previous years and was trying to save the Earth. And it turns out it was his wife and inside of her, his child.
Dang.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's a long series. I don't think I've even finished it completely because they did volume 1, volume 2. I think I got through volume 2. I don't know if they just quit or if I just lost access to it. But interesting read. There's a really good scene later on where Lex Luthor, who is working for Superman but kind of working for Batman, they develop almost a powers pill that gives normal people the ability to take a punch from Superman. That's how they justify it in the video game. It's like, how can Batman take a punch from Superman? Well, he took that pill and so he's got powers.
Got it.
But in the comic book, there's a scene where Superman is in the Batcave. He's beating up Batman left and right. You see a pill on the tray and you see Alfred. And then all of a sudden you hear Clark. And Superman turns around and just Alfred headbutts him right in the face, blood splurting everywhere, and Superman's like, "You are so disappointing. I will not let you hurt my family." And it's the butler beating that shit out of Superman to save what is basically his son, Bruce Wayne. So there's some really good moments in there. So,
hey, dude,
I love how I get really geeky and I'm
it's like
preaching to the ladies and gentlemen. Alfred came down. So yeah,
it's the Sunday morning special time.
Sunday morning issues. So yeah,
it's the church.
Injustice, Gods Amongst Us. There's also Injustice 2, which brings in some other characters, whatnot. So
we have so much more comic things.
It is a very big comic day.
I was like, this is when we learned. Well, so FanDome started.
DC FanDome.
So there was like a lot of that, but we're going to talk about the Batman logo. Speaking of Alfred and things and stuff. Did you actually? Okay, so you watched the trailer.
I watched
the
trailer.
Batman?
So yeah, we'll put the links down for this.
So good.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Everything we'll mention, I will put the links down because you can find all this stuff on YouTube. I watched it last night when I got in. We were just going to talk about the Batman logo, but we have a trailer. So the Batman trailer, I thought looked good.
The logo is cool.
I like the
It
logo.
reminds me of remember when back, I think it was Batman Forever, and it was those little bat star things
nipples?
that he had. No, not like that. It was the little, the little metal, the Chinese throwing stars, but they were the bat. It kind of reminds me of that because it's very
it's very sharp.
It's cool. It's really cool.
Bat,
it's and it's metal across Robert Pattinson's Batman chest.
He looks good in the suit.
And he's really good. You think about the backstory and how sad everything is and how dark he is. He really, it wasn't because everyone's like, oh, sparkly vampire, but he actually can act and
he's
really
got chops.
Good. It looks really good.
I'm trying to figure out who the villain is. I have a guess, but I think it's a character named Hush, but I'm not for sure.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was Scarecrow.
It might be. I'm not sure. I mean,
I don't know.
I'm one of those people so this was the teaser trailer, right?
Is it the Riddler? Because he got the cards.
See, that's where I'm like, it's either the Riddler, but the dude had the tape around his face, but
that was
taping
so messed
other face. So, but yeah, it's just, it looks good.
Yeah.
You get little glimpses of Catwoman played by Zoe Kravitz.
She's gonna be good, I bet.
Yeah. And her show on Hulu got canceled not too long ago. High Fidelity, which sucks.
She'll probably be okay if she's gonna be.
I know, but that was a good show. I mean, if you haven't seen it, you will like it because you're a music person.
Okay, which High Fidelity?
Yeah, the TV series.
Or the Batman. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, we have that was a teaser trailer, right? That wasn't a trailer, was it?
I mean, it was it was 2 minutes.
It was a long one. I'm one of those people.
Enough.
I will watch one trailer. Maybe I'll like to watch the teaser and then a trailer, and then I try not to watch anything else. Just because trailers have a tendency of giving away too much because the director doesn't have control over those exactly. all the time.
Yeah, that's the production company,
Yeah.
and that's who the distribution. Yeah, that's exactly how the headless engineer is. He just doesn't like. He doesn't want to hear about it. He doesn't want to like any of that. Like he just doesn't.
Yeah, with for example, with Captain America 2.
Winter Soldier.
Yes, thank you. Mm-hmm. I knew exactly who was the bad guy.
Right.
Robert. Like when I saw Robert Redford, I was like, I bet he's with Hydra. Just based off the trailer. So but that's just because I'm a geek and I know too much about these things.
That's okay. And all the other bats in the Flash too. What'd you think of that one?
I haven't gotten the rundown on that yet. So we've got Batfleck is coming back.
Batfleck and the OG man, Michael Keaton. Keaton. And they're both slated as Batman. That was the thing that I looked, because I just looked on IMDb and there's very, very little detail. Good. All I saw was The Rock.
Did they happen to mention Jeffrey Dean Morgan as a Batman?
Let me look.
Because
I see The Rock, and then
The Rock's in the Flash.
It says well, there's a picture and it's him, and there's like a big lightning bolt, and it's definitely The Rock.
That's Black Adam.
Okay. So I don't know.
That's another thing.
The plot is unknown. Yeah, the plot is unknown. Feature film based on the comic book superhero The Flash, and then it says cast and crew. It has Ben Affleck Batman, Michael Keaton Batman, Ezra Miller, Barry Allen. Okay, that's it. With Barry Allen is the Flash. But
my guess is they're going to be doing exactly. My guess is that they're going to be doing a Flashpoint where Barry can time travel using the Speed Force. He goes back and changes something in the past, and that changes the world. Yeah. And so I'm betting is that
sneezes on a dinosaur.
Yeah. That's how it happens. You just one sneeze takes them all down. But I'm betting Batfleck is his original Batman, and then after time adjusts, he will be seeing Michael Keaton as his Batman, and so I'm excited.
Plus, I'm thinking it's going to be an older version too, obviously.
Yes,
a little bit
and
more.
that plays into the Flashpoint, because in the comic book of the Flashpoint, what Barry does is he goes back and saves his mother from being killed by Dr. Zoom, I believe it is. And so that changes up the timeline. Like Barry wakes up, he's not the Flash anymore. And so in the whole world is completely different. So he goes to talk to the one person who can help him out, Batman. But it's not the Batman he knew. It is actually Thomas Wayne, who is Bruce Wayne's father. Yeah, okay, and in the comic book, Bruce was the one that got killed in the alley.
Right.
Thomas Wayne picks up the mantle of Batman, and Martha Wayne is the Joker. Because seeing her son get killed in the alley drives her insane.
Dude, I need to send me that comic. That sounds intense.
It's in the comic, and also there's an animated version of it, which kind of covers that. So I don't know what they'll be doing with the movie, because movies will take their own kind of changes and whatnot, but there's a good chance that Michael Keaton will not be playing Bruce Wayne Batman, but he'll be playing Thomas Wayne Batman.
Because it doesn't because it just specifies
it's just Batman. Yeah.
You're so smart.
Yeah. If only my degree was in comics, then I would have gotten done in 4 years instead of 8.
I would have been a doctor.
A doctor. Doctor Comics.
No, that's impressive. That's cool. And that's really neat for the lore, because I had no idea about any of that.
And in the Flash TV show, they touched them. They actually had a season where they did that stuff too. They didn't have Batman, but they did
Which one? The
CW. With Grant Gustin's Flash.
Yeah, because I've met John Wesley Shipp, and actually,
nice.
But so that's where I know my Flash stuff.
Flash. I have that series on DVD.
The coolest guy ever. Anyways, but we were talking a lot about that. We were talking about Grant and stuff, and because Grant Gustin used to be on Glee, which I loved Glee. Anyways, but he's so good. Yeah, Grant's really, really good.
That's good.
John's cool.
Yeah, John, and I love how they, real quick on the CW stuff. I love how in the Flash how they used John Wesley Shipp. They brought him back to play Grant Gustin's father. And in later episodes, using the multiverse, he's again in the Flash outfit. A different Flash outfit, but a Flash outfit. Yeah. Even in the CW.
was it the Jay? What's his name? Jay Garrick.
Yeah, Jay Garrick. Yeah, Jay Garrick Flash, where he had the little helmet that looks like Hermes.
Yeah.
But also in the CW Flash, they brought in Ezra Miller for like a quick little bit.
Right.
And that apparently is going, that's where Ezra Miller is going to get influenced to get the new Flash costume for the movie. I read it.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
Oh
that's cool. They did that on Supergirl as well. In Supergirl, you had, what from Lois and Clark? What's his name? Dean Cain. Dean Cain was Supergirl's adoptive father. Her adoptive mother was Supergirl from the 1980s movie Supergirl. It's really cool how they did all that. Like,
that's really good.
Supergirl from Lois and from Smallville, they brought her back. Laura Bender something.
Okay.
But they brought her in to play a villain. Terry Hatcher, they had her come in to play something else. So it's just a little cool how they're like that. So anyway, back to FanDome stuff. And then the trailer for Wonder Woman looked great.
Oh my gosh. Well, do we want to talk about spiders or no?
Let's cover our DC stuff, then we'll cover the other stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So I was watching that trailer and I was like, this looks cool. And of course I'm like, 1984. Well, I mean, I know it's WW84. And I was like, because my 80s.
It's your thing.
My heart's like, I should watch this. And Headless Engineer is like, we should probably watch the first one.
You haven't watched the first one?
I told you this whole thing about Marvel and these DC ones because what he wants to do is do them in order. So like we're literally only at like the first Thor in the Avengers.
You don't have to watch the DC one. You can watch Wonder Woman out of order.
Okay. Well,
you can watch it today because DC did try to do the same thing that Marvel did.
You will watch it today. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. The trailer looks. And Kristen Wiig.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, seeing Kristen Wiig as a villain. Awesome.
She plays it really well, and I know like all it was sort of those like darker scenes when she was like actually Cheetah, you know, like where you could see like where she's like, oh, the little like office whatever, and then she's kind of a little bit more like getting dark and has like the like the darker eyeliner and stuff and these things. And it's like a little bit cuts her hair a little bit more edgy, and then you see where she's like in midair with Diana, and there's like flipping her over and stuff.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
I bet you'll like, because of the DC movies, DC they don't have the best cred for making. Marvel beat them to it as far as like everyone loving what Marvel's done. Not everyone, but a lot of people. I really enjoyed the DC movies. I've had complaints about some of the stuff, but I think it's just how they treated it. But they do introduce Wonder Woman in Batman versus Superman. But you can dive straight into Wonder Woman. It is a great story. It is, yeah. I highly recommend. I bet you'll like it. I mean,
I'll add it to my list. So that's okay. So what is it now? It's Wonder Woman. It's Knives Out. It's I don't remember. Some other ones. John Wick. The first John Wick with the sex dance, puppy killing. But other than that,
again, it's just one scene.
I know. I'm not gonna watch it.
You can just cover your eyes for that one scene and then see the revenge.
Anything? Should I cover and then cover my ears too? Because I don't want to hear like a dog tortured or something.
I don't think they torture it, but it is a sad scene. But yeah. Anyway.
Poor dog. Anyway, we always get back to that. Okay.
DC FanDome. What we don't link in our comments, go check out if you're a DC fan. So
I think we should hold off on, because we could go into Marvel and do like the spider thing.
Yeah.
And I really want to talk about David Arquette, but like.
We'll do the teasers for next week because excuse me. I think I want to try to watch Ready to Rumble before we talk about this, because I've watched the trailer for this movie a ton and it just looks amazing and funny. And what Riz is referring to, it's a You Cannot Kill David Arquette bio documentary. I don't, but yeah, we'll talk about it next on episode 9 because.
And I'll talk about my history with David Arquette too. So
okay, yeah. So let's jump on down to what's your tea, yo?
It's not there anymore.
Well,
what did I call it? What's the name of my tea? I want you to tell me what the name of my tea is this week.
The unnamed delicious nommy noms or nom noms.
Yeah, the unnamed delicious nom noms. Okay. So this is actually a blend of 2 teas, so it doesn't have a name because we were working on something and there were 2 very similar teas that we had that one very small batch got combined by accident. So it was the 2 different teas, but they were very similar profiles and taste. And so we gave it a try to see if it actually would be not anything we'd sell or give to guests or anything, right? But just like something we'd have like back of house. And it's delicious. So there's this weird name for it, but I just decided to call it the Unnamed Delicious Nom Noms. Because it is still a bye Ash. It's still a
You pushed my door open. I saw the camera. I was like, why is my door open? Oh, there's a cat.
Oh, okay. So it is a dessert scented black tea just across the board for both of them that combine. Almond, rum, butterscotch, and chocolate.
Interesting.
Yes. And it is like really, it's so tasty. So great. Little splash of milk in this tea is really good because it has so many different it has so many different flavors in it that you don't really like take away too much as long as you're not drowning it in milk. But it's really, really good with brown sugar. So anyways,
nice.
Excellent tea, really yummy. I might have to like send you a sample. Give it
so
a try.
It doesn't have a name. It's just an oops that.
Yep.
And where did you? Is it being sold at the?
No, that's what we were. It never would be out. Like we're not going to do that. But it was a back of house thing, and literally the only reason I got my hands on it was because I was there that day. It's not going to be like some like random thing. I was just in the right place at the right time, and we were testing them because I think that might have been right after I became a tea master. So like they let me, like steep it and stuff and like give it a try, and it's like, yeah, this is pretty good. So
nice.
Like yes for consumption, not for like sale.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay. Rock on.
That's my
mystery tea.
That's why because I usually send you the link.
Yeah.
For the tea, but I think off air I'll send you the links for what the teas are, so you can just kind of get an idea. So,
no tea link for you today, kids. No. You just get to hear about.
If you have an idea or want to give me a suggestion for a type of tea, whether it's rooibos or Tisane, black tea, green tea, white tea, let us know. You can contact us.
You can contact us via at Ryan and Rizzo, Insta, Twitter, or the email ryanandrizzo@gmail.com.
You got a couple of emails this week.
Yes.
They did their homework. I was very proud. I told the Kansas City bestie that
I only got the one. Let me see if I got another one. Well, I got the one and then a reply. Yeah.
Yeah, because the headless engineer definitely responded to you because I asked him, if he had, and he's like, yes, I did.
Yep.
And he wrote me back, and I was like, what? He wrote you back? Okay. And then I told the KC bestie that I said, you're going to get in trouble. I said, I'm going to call you out on the show if you don't do your homework. And she's like, homework? And I said, watch the show and do your homework. And she's like, okay.
Yeah, I just checked. There's an email that says test complete. So I'm like, okay.
Atta girl. Thanks, bestie. So anyways, yeah, we were just testing it out. But yeah, you can email us, ryanandrizzo@gmail.com. If you want to get some suggestions for tea or any other type things. That'd be good.
Because Rizzo asked me what tea should I do this week. She asked me that yesterday. It's like something with leaves. It's like, I was like, if you ever ask me that again, I'm going to be like, what comic book should I do this week?
I'll come up with something.
You will know what I have read.
I'll make a good guess of what you might have read.
Something that has an X in it.
Exactly.
It's
something with a guy with hand swords and a guy in a wheelchair, clink clink, and a guy that throws. That's what you should do. Do an X-Men comic next week. Done. Ash really wants to be on the show today.
They want to be fed.
He's like,
Ash and Harley are both taking turns coming in and out. That's Ash now who's leaving. Yeah. It's hard to tell because of the lighting, because Harley just came in, but she looks just as dark in that view.
Yep. That's okay. They're little jealous because Daisy's just like a perpetual staple. Bless her heart. I'm like, there's she right there.
Well, they're hungry because it's 12:30 and they're See, this is Harley coming in. It's 12:30 and they get fed at noon, but their Mimi is out shopping, so that's why they haven't been fed yet.
Their Mimi? That's so cute.
They're Mimi and Didi.
Oh, how cute.
So let's talk about your freak of the week. Apparently it's a Canadian.
It's a Canadian pop star. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So my
Weird
pick of the
looking
week
mustache these days.
kind of looks like yours. Just saying.
But I have the compliment.
Anyways, his name is CJ, and that is short for Chip Jr. He is a beaver who is like the guy that kind of coordinates the like fishing tournaments on your island and things like that. I do have another AC thing to tell you. Anyways, but the way that his name translates in Japanese is Joustin. And the Japanese don't have the V sound in their language. And so literally his name translates to Justin Bieber.
Okay. I was like, that's not the name you put down in the system. So.
Oh, he's CJ. Because there is a character named Chip, and he was like a fishing beaver guy like before. And so CJ is his son, and he does these fishing tournaments. He's really fun. He's just like a cute little, again, auxiliary character. I wanted to get away from the people that are on my island just to kind of let you know that there's lots of other people that you could be I say people, characters that you can interact with. And he's cute. And I just love the fact that his name is Justin Bieber, and that's how you translate. So,
all right. Rock on.
Bieber,
Very cool. Okay, so we've got some cookbook stuff. Yours is going to be more intricate than mine, so you should well, I'll do mine real quick. Just
it's fine. They're both breakfast type deliciousness. So.
Yeah, you put down the breakfast casserole. I was like, well, I'll do something breakfasty. And I was trying to think, like, what can I just put down? Something quick and easy. The wife and I, we do buy eggs, but we will sometimes just buy egg whites, in the little carton and whatnot. And a few years ago, I realized that you can make eggs in the microwave.
Yeah, man.
And so, that's
microwave
tea.
Cup.
Yeah, get a microwavable cup or a bowl, something like
Yeah.
Today's tea is an egg. Delicious, delicious yolk.
Gross.
Sorry, keep coughing. But the microwave egg, what I do is I will put in 1 or 2 eggs, depending on whatever the case may be. And there's now hardly at my feet, Ash is at the door.
He's walked in. Yes,
you can see his little not his tattoo, but his little tuxedo. His Cronenberg tuxedo cat.
Anyways.
But get an egg or two, put it in a microwavable, I'm making up words because I'm still tired. Safe bowl, cup.
That's good.
I'll put it in 20 seconds. Actually, I'm lying. I'm skipping ahead. I will go ahead and put in most of the fixings at the beginning. So if you can put in whatever you want. The missus really likes bell peppers and onions in that. So kind of like a southwestern omelet. So I'll chop up those, put them in the mix. If you don't have those, but you have salsa, pour a little salsa in there.
Yeah, and probably let it be not super liquidy, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then cheese, put that in there, microwave it. I do it in 20-second increments. So 20 seconds, take it out, kind of stir it around. 20 more seconds, it'll start solidifying. I will still if it still looks gooey, I'll continue to mix it. And then after the next 20 seconds, that's where you make the decision. Do you want it more omelet style, to where it's just one mesh, or scrambled? And and just keep doing that. And it's really tasty. It's really easy.
I those after because I didn't eat breakfast before, and now my stomach.
I just woke up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you can make my breakfast casserole.
I'd have to buy things though. So it's quick and easy. It's tasty. If you have to eat up at work sometimes, because sometimes people have to do that. Or if I've recently discovered having eggs with rice is really tasty for like a lunch break. So if you have like the 1 minute rice that you put in the microwave, you can also make an egg to go with that and have it on top. So you have your protein and then your carbs.
I think
or starch.
That's awesome. I think I'm going to actually because we're having because next week's going to be kind of a short round birthday edition of Ryan and Rizzo S the S. And so I'm just putting this out there. I'm going to do Loco Moco for my recipe next week. Do not let me forget. Okay. Because there's a reason it ties into her. It's perfect. And you reminded me of the egg and rice thing. So anyways, I need to tell you something. Are you sitting down? Are you ready for this? Are you hold on to something? I didn't play Animal Crossing yesterday. For the first time in 100+ days. I did not play Animal Crossing, and I've not played it today.
You didn't play it yesterday or today?
Is it the beginning of the end?
So you are now, what, 36 hours, no Animal Crossing.
I know.
That's why you're sweating.
Seriously, it's like withdrawals. Anyways, I just thought I'd let you know that because I looked at my timing and remember how I look at my profile to see where I'm at, like hours-wise, and I was this close to 700 hours. That game. And I didn't yesterday because I had to be a productive adult. I went back to work for the first time because I was quarantined for 2 weeks.
Because you traveled. Was that a work? That was a work. Was that a work decision or a state thing?
Yes, all of the above.
Okay.
Like state same, but work's being smart and making sure that we're in, like in conjunction with what the state rules are. I mean, it's the state is like, that's what we are telling you to do, but can we police this? No. Individual entities are saying, okay, we need to do what the state's saying.
Rock on.
So I was just trying to be nice. And anyway, so I went back to work for the first time and we were prepping for Short Round's birthday and stuff like that. So, more adult things to do other than play around on my fictional island. So anyways.
I enjoy gaming, but All right, so tell me about this breakfast casserole. As I have this, it looks like I have a conveyor belt of cats.
You do. It's great. It's like
they keep going in and out. It's like, just letting you know, we still haven't eaten yet.
Well, see, my cats, even like Daisy, who's the one that's like sleeping over there, she on the chair behind me. She's even loud at at dinner time, but Kit Kat's just like perpetually. Now she was sunning her face before. Now she's sunning her other side of her body. What are you doing?
I was trying to like light them up.
Yeah, that's Ash.
That's Ash. Harley is just around the corner. Here he comes to annoy me again.
But they're not like being loud. I have 2 cats, and they're loud as hell when it comes to dinner time.
Ash is talking, but I don't know if the mic's not being that picky, but it's funny.
Well, yeah, I mean, but the girls scream like it's 4:00 is dinner, which it used to be 6, but they were so annoying that we just like slowly but surely like cut it down. And so it's 4:00 now is dinner, and if it's like 4:01, they're like screaming banshees. Anyways, food. Speaking of screaming banshees, my stomach. Breakfast casserole. This recipe was adapted from tastebetterfromscratch.com.
Okay.
And the headless engineer made this for me for Mother's Day. It was the start of the Animal Crossing obsession. That was the day I got my Switch. That was my present for Mother's Day. Anyways, so he made me that morning, and it was amazing. It was really good. Hi. Aw, is that Cora?
That's Harley. That's my snow princess.
Harley the snow princess. And it was really good after the fact too, because you could just warm it up and we put like hot sauce on top of it and salsa and all that stuff. So really good, fresh out of the oven, really, really tasty as leftovers as well. 2 pounds of pork sausage, 12 eggs, a cup of sour cream. Just do the regular. It's better that way. Quarter cup of milk, salt and pepper, 4 green onions. You're using just the greens from them. Half a green bell pepper diced and a red bell pepper as well, half of that. And 2 cups of shredded cheese. In this recipe, it says cheddar. Headless engineer knows I love cheddar, so that's probably what he used.
Nice.
350 in your oven, 9x13 pan. Spray it so that the egg, is not all like crusty and sticky on the bottom. Then you are combining the eggs, milk, sour cream with the salt and pepper in a bowl, so it's like a scramble basically. Let's see here, and then. Oh, okay. Then you're gonna warm up your skillet with the oil to cook the bell peppers.
Okay.
And
because you want to get them a little bit tender first.
Yeah, exactly. Because and then also whenever you're cooking them, the liquid comes off. So when you're cooking them in the oven, it doesn't like make the eggs all moist.
Okay.
Word. Yeah, and then you're cooking you're also cooking the sausage as well. Obviously, you're not having like raw sausage with raw. That would be gross.
Delicious raw pork sausage. What could go wrong?
So you brown the sausage first, and then you have the veggies and everything softened as well, like saute for 3 or 4 minutes. And then you're adding that to the eggs with the sausage as well, pouring it together. You pour the mixture in, and the cheese went in somewhere, and I don't know where it went. Oh, after you cook the eggs. I mean, after you combine the eggs, put the cheese in there. So yeah. Hi, Ash. Welcome to the show. Aw.
See?
Say hi. Hi. Hi, hi, Ash. Oh man. Bye, Ash. Your lunch will be there shortly, dear. So there you go.
Sounds really tasty.
And
You said 12 eggs? I mean, how many does this feed? This is like this is not just a breakfast.
9 by 13 pans. Well, we've had
Our
tons of
standard.
leftovers. That's just what the headless engineer made for himself for breakfast. I had to find a Pop-Tart, but it
Yeah.
looked good when he ate it. No, it just it was a
Get your own.
Happy Mother's Day. Nom,
Yeah.
nom, nom.
I
No,
can
it was really
relate.
good. Excellent for leftovers as well. And
Excellent.
it was great. So yeah, we'll do. Oh, you know what? I had another idea for that's okay. We'll talk about it because I have another idea for next week's show.
Excellent. And yeah, we'll have the either the link for the recipe or the actual recipe down in the comments, whether you're listening or watching this. So
We appreciate you doing so one way or
Yay.
another.
if you're watching us on YouTube, like, subscribe, but it'll let you know when our new show comes up and whatnot. And as we mentioned earlier, we've got the socials.
Yeah. Did you see the one about the Doctor Strange
I don't know if I did.
butternut crinkle fries?
Yes.
Take a look.
I'll check that. Because you send
Yeah.
me some stuff and then it's like, oh, okay, this is over here now. So
Some of the stuff I want his approval on, but most of it I'm just sort of vetting myself, and I'm like, okay, this is fine, and just send it through. So, anyways,
nice.
what you doing?
I was getting a call.
All right, we better go. He needs to take his call, folks.
Nah, it's okay. Well, it's my
All
wife.
right.
She's probably like, do I need to get food? And probably be like, so yeah.
Have the cats been fed? No. Okay.
No. Oh, she won't ask about that. It's just like, Because
She knows
okay,
better.
well, because you said dinner's at 4:00. Is there
Yeah.
a breakfast? Is there a lunch?
So, breakfast is dry food if they want it,
Okay.
and because Daisy, bless her heart, she doesn't really do much with the hard food because she's just so old, and her teeth aren't as there or anything, and she just can't do it. So she has to have the soft food.
Gotcha.
But she also, if she gets too much, she'll eat it way too fast and then immediately throw it up. So
Ours do
Kit
the
Kat
same
gets
thing.
80% of the food from the wet can, and Daisy gets 20%, 80, 20, 100. Okay, cool, yeah. And then Daisy will go back and nibble a little bit, from Kit Kat's little bowl or whatever.
Nice. Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna go nibble
take we have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's like what they are supposed to eat throughout a whole day, but spaced
It's
out.
also survival of the fittest over there too, because you have 4 of them. I only have my
4,
2.
and and Whisker stays in this room back here. We've got the 3 roaming around. Ash will consume everything in front of him. So will Harley. Cora would graze if the other 2 weren't around. So it's chaos.
If you have the ability to do so, right?
Yeah. But
Okay.
anyway, thanks
Welcome.
for watching. Thanks for listening. I will talk to you next week. And
You. Okay.
we'll do. Yeah, someone mentioned my freaky thumbs, so I'll just do my freaky thumbs from now on.
Ryan and Rizzo is a part of the Musing with McWillie Creative Network. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan and Rizzo. For more info about the show, go to mcwillie.com/podcast.
I like to do the blah blah. McWillie.com.